In today's video we are gonna unbox and take a first look at this guy. This is the Huawei Matebook 14 with the AMD 4600H CPU, 16GB of RAM, 512GB SSD, and that gorgeous 14-inch 3:2 aspect ratio display. I got this laptop because I've been looking out to buy the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7 Pro for a very long time, but since this one never seemed to be released, I wanted to try something that is a viable competitor, and I feel like this guy actually is a viable competitor. On top of that, I really wanted to try out for the first time in a long time a laptop with a higher aspect ratio, the 3:2, together with the glossy screen, to compare it with my experiences with other laptops I've had. Here we have the package in all of its glory. It actually came in a much larger shipping box than this, but I decided to throw it away because it took way too much space in my tiny apartment. This plastic cover is quite funny though, because here on the side it says, "I'm secure." And we need to get into this piece of plastic first. So we're gonna bring out the unboxing knife and we're gonna take apart the "I'm secure" part. On the front of this box it says Huawei Matebook series and then Huawei up top there. On this side we have the specification of the machine. It says that it is AMD Ryzen 5 4600H, AMD Radeon graphics, 16GB of RAM and 512GB storage with a 14-inch screen. We've got another "I'm secure" sticker down here, so we see that it's sealed, and the same up here. So a lot of "I'm secured" puns on this machine. Let's break some more secured stickers here and see how the unboxing experience is in this case. We turn this around and we open it up and we get presented with a lot of packing material and white. I was kind of expecting for something more grand to happen when opening the box, but that didn't really happen. We got though a very portable, classic 65-watt Huawei charger. This I really enjoy. It's USB-C to USB-C, and it's the tiniest 65-watt charger I have currently. So that's a really big plus to begin with. Then we have the power cable. So this is a USB-C to USB-C power cable. So this guy is probably around 2 meters long and comes with this little Velcro strap to keep it together. We've got the classic warranty and safety information. Except that is just the main machine that we're gonna get out and have our first look at. So this laptop comes very well padded in the box, and we will get rid of all this padding. And we have one last layer of plastic to get through before entering the laptop. Now we can feel the weight of it, and it's relatively, well, I wouldn't say heavy, but it's got some quality feel to it, and it's a little bit more weight to it than my Yoga Slim 7, I think. Let's open this last guy up. Ooh, I like the material of it though. Look at that. Here we have some solid ventilation grills. You can see 2 fans underneath. And a very nice color, I think. I'm quite impressed with this color, and I didn't know it was going to be this dark. I thought it would be a bit more silvery. Let's have a look at the outsides. On the front here it just says Huawei, as you can see. On the side we have 2 USB-A ports. On the other side we have 1 USB-C port for power. We have the 3.5mm headphone combo jack. We have an HDMI port and probably some kind of power connector there. It's a bit of a pity that there's only 1 USB-C port. I would have loved to see 2 USB-C ports on this machine. When we open it up, then we have this piece of plastic that covers the keyboard to protect the screen. Let's try again and open it and see if we can open it with one hand. Ooh, it's struggling. It's sort of possible, but it's definitely not easy. If you haven't been using the Matebook series before, one of the defining features is the webcam that is hidden down there. This is a pretty cool feature, but it also gives the webcam this view coming from down below, which is a little bit annoying, but good for privacy reasons. One of the things you can instantly see when opening the laptop is the keyboard and the trackpad. And these both look really well, I think. I really enjoy having a bit of a bigger trackpad on a PC laptop, because I feel sometimes they are a bit too cramped to be able to have enough space for larger and longer movements. And the keyboard, wow, the first feeling of the keyboard, it's low travel. It's a bit like the Magic Keyboard on the Mac, I think. The new generation keyboard that came after the butterfly switches. Let's just start the guy up and see if there's any power and if we can have a look at the display. Nope, there's not much happening there, so let's plug in the charger. When plugging the laptop in, it lights up in both the function key and the caps lock key. And let's see if we can start it up right away. Yeah, there it gets started, showing up the Huawei logo on the screen. Oh yeah, look at that 3:2 aspect ratio. That is really nice to see. And the bezels that are exactly the same slim size all the way around. That is amazing looking, I think. Wow. Okay, let's do the setup process.
A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do. Use your voice or the keyboard along the way.
That was a super weird voice for Cortana. It's not the voice that I'm used to. And I also had a bit of trouble seeing where the sound came from. Oh, I see now that the audio is coming from the speaker grills down here. So it's not front-facing audio, which is a bit of a pity, because that is really helpful, I think, for getting as good audio quality as possible. Okay, we reached the part where we get to set up the fingerprint reader. So I get to touch this power button and make it recognize my fingerprint. Okay, I have gone through all of the setup process. And when you see the black screen here, it's really clear to me that comparing matte screens to glossy screens, the glossy screen really got some full-on nice blacks to it. And I'm really looking forward to check out the potential backlight bleed that might be around the edges here. But when I take my first look at it here, it seems that there's no backlight bleed at all. Alright, the Windows is set up and we come in to see the screen. I made a mistake and thought that this was a touch screen, but that's very clear to see that it's not from just trying to touch the screen like that. And the first look of this screen with this startup window here is, it looks a little bit more washed out than what I thought it would. But let's open something more intense up and have a look at the screen when we can actually see some video content here. New laptop or monitor to make sure that it's a worthy panel that you can keep for many years to come. I'm W2Best, I make in-depth gear reviews and tutorials, and if you like this video after watching it, I would be super happy if you wanted to put a like on the video and maybe also subscribe to this channel. That gives me a ton of motivation to bring out new content moving forward. Here we have the backlight bleed test, and at the moment I can't see any backlight bleed happening, and I feel like that is so uncommon that I just have to go straight into a dark room and check out if this is actually possible. Okay, that was a bit too good to be true. I was just checking it in a darker room and there is a little bit of backlight bleed, but it's really not visible when you use it at a normal room light situation. So I'm really happy with the screen and that it's a screen that won't disturb me at use at all. Let's try the keyboard out a bit more in depth and just type out some notes here and see how it feels. It's an incredibly silent keyboard. There's really no clicky sound to the keys at all, and that makes it very kind of soft feeling when you're typing on it. Sometimes there's a little bit more feedback when you hear that click, but in this case it's almost completely silent. But all in all, I would say my first impression of the screen is very good. The 3:2 aspect ratio, amazing. The colors look good, but not maybe perfectly amazing. The keyboard is very soft to type on and not very clicky, which might be a positive, might be a negative for some people. And the trackpad is very responsive, and it has got this larger size that I really am happy to see in this laptop. It is a little bit strangely offset compared to the keyboard here and the spacebar. This is not something that disturbs me, but I know it's something that some people get disturbed by. The overall look of the laptop, I think, is super nice. It feels premium. The hinge is a little bit too stiff, as you can see here when I try to just adjust it like that I'm gonna have to place my hand on it to be able to adjust the hinge. The hinge folds back to that position, so not all the way flat. That is it for my unboxing and first look of the Huawei Matebook 14 with the AMD 4600H CPU. I am super stoked to finally try one of these AMD 45W chips and see how much power they can deliver and how much power they can sustain over a bit longer period of time. I will spend some time working with this guy full time for most of my use cases in my daily life, and then I will come back in a few weeks with a review with all of my thoughts of it, together with benchmarks, of course. If you want to stay tuned for that review, it would be awesome if you want to subscribe to this channel, and then I will see you in the next video. Have a really nice day. Bye bye.